In the heart of 1888 London, a shroud of fear descended, as an unseen menace lurked in the shadows. Victorian-era London was a city of stark contrasts. The grandeur of the affluent West End stood in stark contrast to the squalor and desperation of the East End. It was a time of significant change, with industrialization shifting the socio-economic landscape. Yet amidst the hustle and bustle, a sense of unease began to creep in. In the labyrinthine streets of Whitechapel, tales of a phantom-like figure began to circulate. Whispers of a man, cloaked in the darkness of the night, who struck fear into the hearts of the city's most vulnerable. This was no ordinary criminal. This was a figure who would soon be known as Jack the Ripper, a name that would echo through the annals of crime history. In the midst of chaos and fear, Jack the Ripper began his reign of terror. One by one, lives were claimed, leaving the city in an escalating state of terror. Jack the Ripper, an ominous figure, was on the loose, casting a shadow over London's Whitechapel district in the late 1800s. His reign of terror was brief, yet the impact was profound and lasting. In a span of only a few months, 5 lives were brutally extinguished, each crime more chilling than the last. The victims, all women of the night, were not simply killed. They were mutilated with a level of brutality that was shocking even for an era accustomed to violence. But it was not just the savagery of the murders that stunned the public, it was the precision. Each incision, each cut, seemed to be performed with surgical accuracy, suggesting a killer with anatomical knowledge or medical training. This was not the work of a common thug. This was someone different, someone far more terrifying. Mary Ann Nichols, Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes, Mary Jane Kelly. Names etched in history not for their lives but for their gruesome ends. Each murder scene was a macabre tableau, a testament to the killer's cold-bloodedness and his growing audacity. As the body count rose, so did the fear. The streets of Whitechapel, once bustling and lively, became eerily quiet after sunset. The public was gripped with fear, and the pressure on the police to catch the murderer was mounting. Despite the best efforts of the authorities, the killer remained elusive. Clues were scarce, theories abounded, but solid leads were few. The police were at a loss. The public was in a state of panic, and the press was having a field day. The name Jack the Ripper was splashed across newspapers, whispered in hushed tones in pubs, and spoken in fearful whispers in the dark corners of Whitechapel. With each passing day, the name Jack the Ripper became synonymous with fear and death. As the city held its breath, the Ripper continued his ghastly work, leaving a trail of blood in his wake. Despite the best efforts of the authorities, Jack the Ripper remained a phantom, always one step ahead. This elusive shadow danced in the foggy alleyways of Whitechapel, leaving the law enforcement in a futile chase. The authorities' attempts to ensnare the killer bore no fruit, with the lack of substantial evidence proving to be a formidable hurdle. The case was a maze, with endless twists and turns, and each piece of evidence only deepened the mystery. With no face to the name, theories ran rampant, each more intricate and chilling than the last. From the local butcher to the royal physician, no one was spared suspicion. This manhunt was not just limited to the police. The public was drawn into this terrifying spectacle, their fascination fueled by the media's relentless coverage. The more elusive Jack became, the more his legend grew. Jack the Ripper, the Phantom of London, disappeared as mysteriously as he had appeared, leaving behind a legacy of fear, mystery, and unsolved crimes. More than a century later, the name Jack the Ripper still sends chills down the spine. This moniker, belonging to an unidentified serial killer from the late 19th century, has become synonymous with mystery and horror. Throughout this video, we've revisited the chilling tale of Jack the Ripper, and the various theories attempting to unmask this enigmatic figure. From a rogue surgeon to a member of the royal family, the theories are as varied as they are intriguing. The legacy of Jack the Ripper extends beyond the confines of history. He has become a recurring figure in popular culture, from novels and films to video games and television series. The case has also spurred numerous investigations, both professional and amateur, each striving to solve the mystery that has puzzled the world for over a century. The story of Jack the Ripper, a tale of mystery and terror, continues to captivate the world, reminding us of the darkness that once haunted the streets of London.